Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's weekly reading for the week of September 23rd to the 29th. Your cards this week, Libra, your Oracle card, Break the Chain. We have the Eight of Swords with the Chariot. We have the Strength card, the Lovers. We have the Four of Pentacles, and we have the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. So I'm just going to start by reading out your Oracle card here, Libra. Break the Chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. You are being called to heal your family line and free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your material or paternal line, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. We carry emotional trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often, it is not even ours to begin with. But we do not know another way of being, so we continue playing out the drama. So Libra, I think this week you're being asked to question what pattern or cycle are you continuously repeating from the past that is holding you back in the present. And it may seem like this is your pattern, but this could be a pattern that you've inherited from your family, from generations back, from your ancestors. It might be the way that you keep on choosing partners that don't serve you. They might be abusive. They may just be, emotionally unavailable. It could be, jobs that make you feel undervalued because, that's a hidden belief that you have about yourself. It could be, a belief that you can't get ahead in your life, that you're not worthy, that type of thing. It's asking you to reflect on what that may be for you and to release yourself from that pattern. And, the Wheel of Fortune is really saying that it's time to change that fortune. It really, really is. So let's start here with the Eight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so here we clearly see exactly what we were talking about in the Oracle card here. So, that Eight of Swords really is that self-imposed imprisonment from our, being imprisoned in our mind, basically, with swords being the suit of the intellect, can be a victim mentality, can be a why does this always happen to me, or, a little bit of a poor me underneath it all. It's really that feeling of being stuck in your own, in our own misery sometimes. And, it's not always our own fault. It can be because we've had trauma in our past, in our childhood. And even if we think we've resolved it, sometimes we're still just below the surface carrying that with us. With the Eight of Swords, it does show that there is a clear path out. But this person can't see it because they're blindfolded and bound. So it says that even though you could move forward, there is something that's holding you bound subconsciously and stopping you from moving on. And, in that, the Four of Pentacles here, we see somebody who is holding on to the past. And what that really says is that by holding on to the past, we devalue our future. Because Pentacles, can obviously relate to values. So it could be that we don't value ourselves and that's holding us back. Or it could just be, holding on to that past pattern, person, situation, thing. It might be that you're still, harboring some kind of, resent or hurt over a past breakup, a past hurt. It's maybe somebody deceived you in some way. And, of course, it's natural to feel pain over those situations. But really, we need to resolve it because, unfortunately, it does hold our energy bound. So the space is not there for other things to come into your energy field. It also can hold your vibration at a lower frequency so that things, situations, people that are a higher vibrational match can't come in. And that is why you keep attracting from that place of from that pattern and attracting the same pattern towards you, because it really is like that law of attraction. Like energy attracts like energy. You're like a magnet to what you truly are, what you truly believe and feel about yourself is what comes into your life. And that's what can be stopping you from getting the value that you truly deserve. It's really time to release it there, Libra. But the good news is that this is exactly the energy that we see in your reading this week. Because look at this, Strength and the Chariot. Now, if I don't know what says, I'm picking up my courage and strength and moving on out, I'm not too sure what is. I also like to point out, Libra, you've got 2 number 8s in your reading, and 8 is the number of mastery and power. So I really feel that this week there is the energy for you to master this pattern and to step into your power. And once you're in your power, I don't think there's going to be any stopping you in charging forward. Now, with the Strength card here, I'd just like to point out that what the Strength card asks us to do is to tame our inner demons, right? And I really feel like the inner demon that we're talking about here is that past pattern, that inherited pattern, that repeated pattern that's holding you back. So what you need to figure out is, what is that for you, and what do you need to do in order to bring that under control, to coax it back into a calm place. For some of us, like for example, the Strength card asks us to meet that with the opposite emotion in order to tame it. So if we are harboring anger and resentment towards a person or situation, then having forgiveness and compassion would be the emotional feeling that would then help us to resolve that. Forgiveness is one of the biggest antidotes for emotional trauma as well as physical disease in our bodies. So even though it can be so hard, really we can't change the past. We can only change how we feel about the past. And changing how we feel about the past completely alters the energetic experience that we have in the present. So it's really, really important to find that within yourself. And it does say, obviously it's going to take courage in order for you to do that. However, once we have found that ability within ourselves and mastered that skill, it tells us that infinite potential is on offer to us by being that bigger person and being able to break the chain. Gosh, it's not easy. If it was easy, then we wouldn't have the ability to carry around these patterns for 7 generations. But really, that's going to bring the healing that you need to charge forward. So the Chariot, I love the Chariot. But the Chariot says that in order to move forward, once again, we have 2 opposing forces represented by the Sphinxes here that need to be brought into alignment in order to charge forward, because they're sort of heading in different directions. So that can be the, do I forgive and forget? Oh, but I just really, really feel like I can't. It can be the, I know I'm worth it. But then that voice that comes up and says, oh no, but really you're not. It's that internal battle. And we need to bring that into alignment through applying that equal and opposite emotion and having the strength and courage to do that. And then there'll be no stopping you. And this person is trying to control a heavy stone chariot without any reins. Really, all they have is their willpower, their intention alone to do that. See, he carries the Magician's wand. So it says that we need to have that ultimate strength of the mind to bring these forces into alignment. And then, giddy up, you're on your way. The Chariot also, guys, there can be an element of travel here. Some of you might be relocating. You might be leaving home, going to, moving to a different place, a different state, even a different country here as part of this change. Or you might actually be traveling somewhere to patch up the past with somebody. I'm seeing here an apology, forgiveness, that type of thing with the Chariot. And once that process is done, that's where the rewriting of the future can take place. So look at this, the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune says, guys, that there is a strong karmic completion taking place, and this karmic contract is completely done. There's no need to keep on repeating the pattern because the learning has taken place. So by repeating the pattern, we're just basically staying on I'm seeing the hamster wheel and stopping ourselves from getting on to the next part of our journey and to rewriting a different future for ourselves. And the Wheel of Fortune says, it's really time for that luck to turn in your favor. And it's time for a new chapter. It's time for a new karmic lesson. We're always having karmic lessons, but it's time for a new one. It's said to have a 10-year energy. So I really feel that through going on this healing journey, this journey of forgiveness, whether it's for another person or with yourself, this is going to influence the next decade of your life because it's going to shift significantly. You really are rewriting the future of your next decade. And with the Lovers here, the Lovers being the biggest card of matters of the heart. So, this tells me that from going through this journey, there is now, you are now able to attract in things that really fulfill you on a heart level. And yes, that could be a relationship with a soulmate. It could be, starting your own business, project, getting on with that thing that is your life's purpose, that makes your heart sing, is what I'm really, really feeling here. That thing that gives you the growth that you need, that brings you into a place of harmony because you've dealt with the past and you're rewriting your future. So it's really a time to, this will help you live in alignment with your heart. Yeah, and the Wheel of Fortune says, well, it's predestined timing. This is the time that was supposed to happen. This is the time that you are supposed to rewrite your future after breaking that chain. So Libra, that's what I have for you this week. I wish you all the best with that journey. Keep in mind it's a general reading, so it won't resonate with every Libra. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know how this is playing out in your daily life, and I'll be back here with another reading for you next week.